Market strategist is Shay Boloor. Shay, first of all, congratulations, my man. I found you on social media. I followed you. I said, this kid knows his stuff. And now, you got 400 grand to put down on a house. I don't know, you're buying a mansion, it sounds like, unless you're buying in California, New York, then you're buying a closet. But let's talk about what you started with. How much did you start with?
Yeah, that's the craziest thing. I started with $30,000. And then from there, I just wanted to find the infrastructure disruptors of the new digital economy. So it caused me to find some real early winners in the space, quantum, electrification, AI themes that I think the market was underestimating the longevity of these themes. And I was like, this is a multi-decade long themes that's going to get carried for years and years away. And I wanted to kind of get involved in these, like the Rock Labs, ASTSs, Palantirs before the market felt comfortable, because usually they lag in that indication because they need traditional metrics to back up their conviction. But for me, it's just all about the network effect and moats.
Yeah. No, I listen, you're spot on. You obviously did the work, and you're right. One of my things always has been to position my subscribers in names that I know the street's going to end up loving once it's gone up a lot more. And then at some point you sell until they're buying, which is a sweet victory. But now there is a campaign, a significant media campaign brewing against quantum, right? I've seen so many things in the past week, including a piece in Barron's. Are you selling all your quantum names to buy this house, or are you going to hold on to some of them?
I haven't sold one share of my quantum shares. So the only company I own in this space is IonQ. And from the get-go, when I got in at $7, I viewed them as the most scalable approach in quantum computing. Back then, even today, like, we are still very early on the hardware for quantum. Like, we're only talking about a few dozen qubits, nowhere near anywhere of the ChatGPT moment for consumers. But you need to think about what's the next derivative after AI. It's quantum computer, and government needs it. It's national security vital to make sure that China does not beat us on that front. So I do believe that I don't think anyone should short quantum. It doesn't need consumer adoption to re-rate it, just because the government will keep funding it until that hardware scales up to maturity where the consumers can start adopting it.
Let's talk about rockets and space stocks. My goodness, my man, they have taken off like crazy. Okay, admittedly, I made a mistake taking 750% on my Rocket Labs because I left a few $100,000 on the table. But we do have subscribers in ASTS, one up 40%, one up 130% in the last month. There's another area that you like. I'm sure you're holding on to those names as well. Hey, I want to go quickly, though, to your AI utility theme. So NBIS and IREN, you're in both of these names. They've made big moves already. Why is it still okay to buy them now?
Because the next wave of the AI trade is industrial, and you got to think about who is building the grid that AI can actually run on. Every new data center, every new GPU cluster, every additional megawatts of power connects to what we at Futurum like to call the AI utility theme. So this demand is also being locked in through multi-year contracts from all these hyperscalers, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, where that is a new AI bottleneck. And we're seeing signs of these deals just being made that are more than a market cap itself. Like for Nebius, for example, like they just made a $17 billion deal with Azure, and they run some of the most efficient cooling systems in the world. And they control everything from the hardware design to the power sourcing and energy contracts. Then we also have IREN, where they also run the cheapest renewable power in the world. We're talking 3.5 cents per kilowatt an hour, and they run tens of thousands of NVIDIA H100 class GPUs, and they partner directly with NVIDIA on their liquid cooling rack design. So I think that power infrastructure is where you want to be right now, and you're seeing the early signs of the industrial angle of AI is just getting started.
All right, that's your forte. The early signs, getting there early. Shay, congratulations, my friend. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Charles.
See you soon.